In the quiet village of Abakaga, there lived a boy whose destiny was shaped by loss, courage, and the mysterious call of the forest. His name was Dickson. He was the only child of his parents. His father was a hard-working farmer, and his mother was a market woman who sold food to sustain their home. Life in Abakaga was simple and peaceful, filled with the routines of planting and selling. But this simple life was not meant to last. When Dickson was only 9 years old, tragedy struck. His father passed away, and with him, the laughter and security of their home vanished. From that moment on, Dickson learned a harsh lesson. Life was not always kind. His mother struggled to provide for them alone, and hardship became their constant companion, following them like a persistent shadow. Years passed, and the weight of their struggle grew heavier. At the age of 18, Dickson made a decision that would forever change the course of his life. He became a hunter. He didn't do it for pride or for the thrill of the chase. He did it for the most fundamental reason of all, to put food on the table for his mother. Every morning, before the first rays of sunlight pierced the misty dawn, Dickson would venture into the vast forest with his simple hunting tools. The animals he caught were taken to the market by his mother, and slowly, their lives began to improve. The constant gnawing hunger eased, and a fragile sense of stability returned to their small home. With each passing day in the wild, Dickson grew stronger, braver, and more confident. The forest, which many feared, became his second home. Unlike other hunters who stuck to the well-trodden paths, Dickson was unafraid of the deep woods. He pushed further, exploring territories where others dared not go, his skill and knowledge of the wild growing with every hunt. One evening, after a particularly long and successful day, Dickson began his journey home, his catch slung over his shoulder. But as he walked, a strange feeling began to creep over him. The tree seemed different, the path unfamiliar. He stopped, his senses on high alert. He looked around, trying to find a familiar landmark, but there was none. The towering tree stood silent and imposing, and the air grew heavy with an unspoken mystery. Dickson realized with a jolt that he was lost. Then, cutting through the stillness, he heard a sound. It was a deep, rhythmic beat, echoing from the very heart of the forest. Boom, boom, boom. It sounded like a talking drum. A wave of curiosity washed over him, strong enough to push back the rising tide of fear. He had to know where it was coming from. With careful, deliberate steps, he followed the sound, venturing deeper and deeper into the unknown. The drumbeat grew clearer, stronger, pulling him forward. It was close now. He could almost feel the vibrations in the ground beneath his feet. Yet, just as he felt he was about to discover its source, something strange happened. The forest around him seemed to twist and shift. The trees blurred, the path dissolved, and without understanding how, Dickson found himself standing back on the familiar trail leading home to his village. Confused but immensely relieved, he hurried back to Abakaga. That night, however, sleep refused to come. Dickson lay awake, his mind replaying the strange events of the evening. The memory of that mysterious sound was trapped in his thoughts. What kind of drum beats in the middle of the forest? And who could possibly be playing it out there, all alone in the dark? 1 week later, the king of Abakaga summoned all the villagers to the palace square. A sense of unease rippled through the crowd. The king stood before them, his face etched with a grave expression. He announced that the sacred talking drum of the late village elders had gone missing. This was no ordinary instrument. It was the spiritual heart of Abakaga, used for sacred ceremonies, for sending important messages, and for seeking guidance from the ancestors. The king declared that a great reward awaited the one who could find and return it. Whoever succeeded would be given great honor and a respected title in the palace. Immediately, a buzz of excitement and ambition filled the air. Hunters from Abakaga and the surrounding villages prepared to embark on the search, their minds filled with dreams of glory and reward. But as Dickson listened, his own heart beat faster. He knew something the others did not. He had already heard that drum. He had been called by it. Without a moment of hesitation, he turned and headed back towards the forest. This time, he was not a lost boy wandering in the woods. He walked with a clear purpose, a sense of destiny guiding his steps. As he moved deeper into the trees, the familiar, rhythmic sound returned, welcoming him like an old friend. Boom, boom, boom. He followed the rhythm, his focus unwavering, until he reached a sun-dappled clearing deep within the forest. There, at its center, stood the talking drum. It was ancient, powerful, and seemed to pulse with a life of its own, untouched by the passage of time. But it was not alone. As Dickson approached, the spirit of the forest revealed itself. It was the guardian of the drum, tasked with testing the hearts of those who sought it. The spirit spoke to Dickson, not with words, but through the rhythmic language of the drum itself. It tested his courage, his honesty, and his true intentions. Dickson did not boast or ask for power or wealth. He spoke from the heart. He spoke of his mother, of their struggle for survival, and of the responsibility he felt to care for her. He spoke not as a hero seeking a prize, but as a son fulfilling his duty. The spirit listened, and in the pure, selfless truth of Dickson's words, it found him worthy. Satisfied with his heart, the forest spirit released the drum to him. Dickson carried the sacred instrument back to Abakaga with great care and reverence. When he walked into the village square and presented the talking drum to the king, a wave of celebration erupted. The people rejoiced, their spiritual connection restored. True to his word, the king honored Dickson, bestowing upon him a respected title in the palace. But the title was not the true reward. More importantly, Dickson's name was now remembered not just as a skilled hunter, but as a man chosen by courage, humility, and destiny. And from that day forward, the talking drum of Abakaga was never lost again, its rhythm a constant reminder of the young man who answered its call. If you enjoyed this story, I have many more to share. Please subscribe to the channel for more tales like this. Thank you for listening.